Here we go.
Ha. Sports Plus Life.
Sports Plus Life.
Post-game show.
Here we go. Let's go.
Everybody wanna get in the game. Big skin, 100-yard touchdown when I'm throwing that flame. It's the most special time of the year. Get the chips and the dip with a buzz, then you're hearing the cheers. It's your boy Bray Vaughn repping Mile High Magic with Sean and Keith here with the Philadelphia Savage. Eagles when they kick in your door. Big C with them Tampa Bay Bucks like they seen this before. And we all got that title drive. Can't forget A Boogie pulling hard for that 305. Debate and conversate, all worth it. Tony with the knowledge, but a Cowboys fan. Nobody's perfect. From week 1 all the way to the Super Bowl. Buckle up, Sports Plus Life post-game show. Week 1 all the way to the Super Bowl. Buckle up, Sports Plus Life post-game show. Get it. Sports Plus Life. Sports Plus Life. Sports Plus Life post-game show. Sports Plus Life. Sports Plus Life. Sports Plus Life post-game show.
And now, it's time for the show to start. Enjoy yourself. We here. It's the post-game show.
Yo. What's up? What's really good? It's your boy, Brandon Bray Vaughn Towns, host of that show called Sports Plus Life. Indeed, it is the Sports Plus Life post-game shigga-day. Okay. First of all, it is 3 days until Christmas, bruh. 3 days until Christmas. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. I hope everybody honestly had a really safe weekend. It's cold outside today, boy. It cold as a bull outside today, boy. Really cold. But I am, people, this is what I have to announce. God damn it. I mean, doggone it. I am officially finished with my Christmas shopping. I'm done. I got nothing else left to do. And if anybody says, hey, what about me? No. I mean, that's all I got to say. But yes, officially done. Done with my Christmas shopping. Went to my company party yesterday. That was interesting. I'm just joking. That was cool. But anyway, please let me give my shout outs first. First, Too Tough Sports, Madden Gamer League, where the games are broadcasted on Twitch. Shout out to Heather's Craft Haven, my sis from another miss. And yes, boy, interesting day in football. Oh, man. Interesting day. Great day, though. Great day. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. You know, I was dealing with some stuff this morning, like, you know, nothing bad, nothing to worry about. I'll be like, you all right, Pete? I'm good. But I was tired. You know what I'm saying? I was tired. And I was like, damn. I was trying not to fall asleep, but you know, my when we look at the highlight clips, you know, YouTube is doing this thing that, you know, Facebook did it too, is where they have to verify your account again. I don't know why. So I had a limit on how much I could download. I mean, on how much I could upload today. I didn't know that until I was trying to download stuff, and it's like, you've reached your limit. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? So that happened in pretty much the first half of all the games. So I was like, okay, because you know, one thing I keep up with all of the games, but you know, I pick out certain highlights. I pick out certain highlights that I put on the highlight reel. Oh, you said bullshit. It hurts, all pun intended. That's funny, Rob. But here's the funnier thing. Hopefully Sean and Keith shows up, because if they show up, they'll be able to any criticism given, they'll be able to take it. They might clap back, but they'll be able to take it. They won't leave because they're worried about being the butt of jokes. Okay. And I say that with all love and respect, but you know, we a shit talking podcast. So when Denver lost, y'all could come on here and light me up about the Chargers winning. Y'all can light my ass up. I can take it. I'm not going to stop because I'm worried about being the butt of any jokes. That's what we do. Make me the butt of your jokes. Make me the butt of your jokes. But What was I saying? Damn it, Robert, you made me forget what the hell I was talking about. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I didn't realize when I realized that I couldn't upload any more videos. I laid down just watching the games, and I fell asleep, and I didn't wake up till like 5 o'clock. So I did hear, you know how when you're sleeping, you can hear stuff going on, like if you have the TV on or if your phone go off. I heard my phone going off a few times, but I was so tired. So when I got up, I said, okay, I'm not going to look at my phone. I'm not going to do nothing. I literally went back to where I had fell asleep at. And the only game that really meant anything to me that I wanted to pay attention to was Philly, Washington. I had interest in the Atlanta Giants game. So I caught up with everything. And what a great day for football. Well, it was a great day. It was an honest and truly great day. And I'm saying, come on, Sean, come on, Keith, come on, my Eagle fans. You be all up when we win. Come on, come holler at your boy when you lose. Especially with the Eagles, 10 straight wins. But what did we learn today? What did we learn today? That no real change in the AFC. I think with my Denver Broncos, I actually think it's going to come down to the last week for us because I honestly, they moved our game to Cincinnati. Well, our game against Cincinnati is now on a Saturday. I think we're going to lose. So I think it's going to take us beating the Chiefs the last week of the season for us to get in the playoffs. But I think we'll do it. I think we'll get in the playoffs because I believe the Chiefs are going to beat the Steelers, and they're not going to have shit to play for the last week. They're going to try to rest up anybody they can rest up. So be that as it may. Let's go ahead and what up, Lomar? What up, boy? What up, Lomar? What up, boy? What's going on, bye? What's up, bye? How you doing, man? We're good with you. Hey, bro, I'm finished my Christmas shopping. I got nothing left to buy nobody. I think the Chiefs are going to beat I do. I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Steelers because Mahomes didn't look bad yesterday and we need to go over those games too. The Chiefs, Mahomes didn't look bad yesterday against the Texans, who have just a head scratching team. That's the thing that really annoyed me most about losing to the Chargers, because we would put ourselves in position to be possibly the 5th seed and play them in the first round of playoffs. Now, the way things turned out, we would have still been in the 6th seed, even had we beat the Chargers, but we would have just clinched a playoff spot. So, all right. But let's go back and look at these highlights. Limited today. They are limited today because of some nonsense. So let's look and watch.
We barely played 8 minutes. Burrow.
What you got?
He collapses. Burrow. Stumbling.
Oh.
Just masterfully gets it to Higgins.
Hey, they need to pay that man too.
Just otherworldly from Burrow.
They need to pay that man too.
Well, it was so close on whether or not he got this ball out before his body hit the ground, but he's just been incredible in just making stuff happen off the scramble. Again, got to really take a close look at that, whether or not.
Looks like he was barely up.
To be able to eat.
Okay, next.
With an empty set until Barkley comes across. Pickett.
AJ.
Jay Brown on the slant for the score.
He said, give me the ball, nickel. Look at Kenny Pickett thinking that he's going to keep a starting job.
Kenny Pickett, he's loving it. Press man, bottom of the screen. Early
that's on Lattimore.
Brown in Tennessee, he was an in-break, slant, post, and big body run after catch. He doesn't do it.
He almost dropped that motherfucker.
In Philadelphia, a lot more of a vertical bow ball, but one-on-one.
Next.
We will bookmark that one at the end of the first quarter.
Let's see.
Pick it back up with the Giants having excellent power.
Oh, damn, I didn't know you had that in you, Tony Tyler. You hitched the truck, the motherfucker.
We will bookmark that one.
Territory at this point. Daniels hitting.
That was a bullet.
Touchdown.
That was a bullet.
Jamison Crowder.
That was a bullet.
Crowder, who's missed a lot of this season with a calf injury, just came back last week for his first game since September, and he's got his first touchdown of the year here. Well, you mentioned they've been so good in the red zone. Watch Jamison Crowder. Nice patience. Selling like he's going to block for De'Ami Brown in the flat. And then the trigger there, you got to put somebody in that position that has some patience.
That was a bullet.
The thing you want to do is rush it.
Definitely.
Sell it, and then the Rams loss. Carries it 20 times.
Uh-oh. Goodbye. Goodbye. Audi 5000. Now that's the real MVP. Y'all motherfuckers want to give it to Josh Allen because he make y'all little pee-pees tickle. That's the real motherfucking MVP. Jalen Hurts got hurt, and who's picking up the slack? The real MV motherfucking P. Over 100 yards in the first quarter.
Really good job there by Kenny Pickett. He's
of what, handing the ball off?
Play.
Good job, Kenny. Good handoff.
Either to the right or the left.
Next.
Excellent edge rusher for Cincinnati. His 13th and a half.
What happened to Saquon touchdown? Uh-oh. Look out. Home run. Home run. Hey, Detroit said, y'all thought we was done? Shit. Detroit said, y'all must have forgot.
Remember when I said his speed pops off Billy Kenny and Jameson?
Boy, Motown's still playing for keeps.
And there's Tyreek Stevenson. He's playing off man.
Ooh, he went untouched.
Don't underestimate how fast Jameson.
That's a fast motherfucker.
Jared Goff put all of his arm into that throw, and Jameson.
We show you what just happened to the Giants.
Oh, Lord, Drew Lock.
Drew Lock looking to pass. Drew Lock.
There's Drew Lock. There he is.
Jesse Bates, the third.
I know you.
55 yards for the
You sorry sack of shit. That's why we got rid of your ass. Oh, prime time. Prime time.
Prime time, where Deion Sanders' Hall of Fame career began in the ATL.
Yeah, that's all it was so much more on a day where offense reigned supreme. That's all the highlights I got. You damn right Drew was a lock to throw a pick. You ain't never lied about that. He was a lock to throw a pick. That's why that's why Denver ain't got rid of his ass. That's why Denver got rid of his ass. Because he was a lock to do that dumb shit. So let's start. We have to start from Saturday because we talked about the Thursday game, Broncos, Chargers. You know, some people came on here to watch me grovel. And yes, I was irritated because we came out smoking. And then just dropped the ball. We didn't finish the game. But let's start with Saturday's games. What was the first one? Kansas City and Houston. A lot of questions of whether Patrick Mahomes should play and blah because, you know, the high ankle sprain. And pat-a-tat-tat Mahomes did what pat-a-tat Mahomes do. You said you good? You said you good, Lomar? That's good. That what up. That what it is. Okay. Oh, Mr. Standback, you know, we can see your comments on the screen, bro. I didn't know I could do this. Oh man, that is effing awesome. Okay. That is effing awesome. Well, I learn something new every day with this bullshit. So where do we start? Kansas City and Houston. All right. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs improved to what up, Walt? What up, big Walt? There you go. Let me show Walt some love. There. What up, my homie? What up, big boy? What up, big boy? What the hell you say? As long as you can't see me right, nigga. I don't want to see you right now, nigga. That means you must be on the toilet. You know, we still ain't forgot about your outtake, your blooper of the year. But yeah, a lot of people thought Mahomes shouldn't play. but they improved to 14-1. If they win another game, they will be a lock for the number 1 seed throughout the AFC. They won 27-19. The Chiefs, what I was paying attention to in that game actually was Kansas City getting healthy. That's what I was paying attention to. The Chiefs getting healthy. You got Hollywood Brown back to go along with Hopkins, to go along with Worthing. And you've added Kareem Hunt. Now you've gotten Pacheco back. So, they're the script, man. That's all I can say. The Kansas City Chiefs are the script. And they improved 14-1. Game I really wanted to see, which I was able to get home and catch pretty much the entire second half. Well, no, at least midway. When I got in the house about midway through the third quarter. Say what again? What are you talking about? Oh yeah. They the script, bro. Yeah, no question. They the script. Kansas City the script. And tell they, because they have won games in a ain't no fucking way kind of fashion. So I have to see them actually be eliminated for me to say that they not the damn script. That one I'm the script. But the game I wanted to see, Pittsburgh and Baltimore, because what the Lamar Jackson has been so outstanding over the past few seasons, particularly last year, winning MVP and then having MVP numbers this season again, is that what people have forgotten about is that the Pittsburgh Steelers have definitely had his number. The Pittsburgh Steelers had won 8 of the last 9 games against the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson for his career was 1-4 against the Steelers. And this game was for first place in the AFC North. If the Steelers won, the Steelers would have clinched the division title, something nobody saw coming, particularly at the beginning of the season. And so, that would be quite an accomplishment. And it was a close game, but in the fourth quarter, the Steelers put it away after Lamar Jackson threw a mind-boggling interception. Marlon Humphrey gave it right back to him. I think did I have that one? I thought I had that one. Lamar Jackson had thrown a mind-boggling interception as they were about to score. And then Marlon Humphrey got it right back. Oh, yeah, I do have it. Let's see what we got here. I do have it. I do. Yeah. And Lamar just threw a stupid interception. Woo! Russ just gave it back and they gonna score. And he said, come get it, nigga. They better not throw a flag for that shit neither. That was big time. What you doing there, Russ? Blah, 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 blah. Damn. He just got Lamar Jackson off the hook.
And Russell's exposed. And he tries to flip the ball out to Pruitt, and behind him is Humphrey, and he is not
Humphrey said,
gets pressure.
Humphrey said, come get it, bitch.
And he knows that as soon as he let it go.
Yep.
Oh, you just would love to have that one back.
Boy, Tom, you could feel Tom Brady's emotion, can't you? So the Ravens end up winning the game 34-17, which now the Steelers and the Ravens are now tied, same record, 10-5. Baltimore now has a tiebreaker. So the Ravens now control their own destiny to winning the AFC North. I'm going to be honest with you, though. I'm going to be 100% honest with you right now. Bruh, the 5 spot in the AFC is the place to be right now. The 5 spot, and now listen to me now, Steelers fans. Listen to me now, okay? Listen to me. The 5 spot is the place to be for the Pittsburgh Steelers fans, or for the Pittsburgh Steelers, because whoever gets that 5 seed, yeah, you're gonna have to go on the road to play a playoff game, but you get the Houston Texans. There is nothing like the Houston Texans had so much hype on them, and injuries, you can't control injuries, and Lord knows we pray for Tank Dell because that that was a nasty injury, and he's probably not going to play any of 2025. Hopefully he'll be able to play again. It's we hope nothing but the best of speedy recovery, but let's be real. It's a long road to recovery for Tank Dell. And you already lost Stephon Diggs, so a lot of the muscle that the Houston Texans were flexing at the beginning of the season is no longer there. That's the road. That's the team you want to play in the first round, which is why I was kind of irritated while we lost, even though we would have clinched a playoff spot. Now, the way things worked out, because for the Broncos, the Steelers and the Ravens beat us. So even had we beat the Chargers, with the Steelers losing, we would have had the same record. But that's all what is. This is the reality. Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers sit in the spot where you actually want to be at, bro. You actually want to be in that 5th spot, and you go to Houston for a first-round playoff game, you will win. You will win. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just keeping that a buck. Yes, exactly. They are very banged up. It should be an easy win. And Houston's offensive line has not been good all season. You got TJ Watt, and you got those boys up front. That's a dub. That's a double-digit dub, bro. That's a game that's not even close. Pittsburgh, because whoever wins the AFC North, I believe, is going to be the number 5 seed, unless, the Chargers could catch you because, wait a thing. No, because if the Steelers win one more game, even if they don't beat Kansas City, if they beat Cincinnati last week of the season, let's say Baltimore wins out. If let's say the Steelers lose to Kansas City, but they beat Cincinnati the final week of the regular season, they could get that 5 spot ahead of the Chargers and or Broncos. Let's say if the Broncos went out and the Chargers went out and the Steelers lose out, then that's a whole different. Then the Chargers, I believe, would get that spot. But if you're Pittsburgh, you honestly, you want to win the division, but are you really that mad? Because to be honest with you, are you really that mad? Yeah, we'll lose to Kansas City. We know that already. Yeah, this is true. I mean, the script. But honestly, but follow me now, Pittsburgh fans. If you lose in the Baltimore, of course, division game, you could have wrapped up the division. You'd have had a home playoff game, but you would have probably had to see you would probably have to see the Chargers. Now, let me play full worst case scenario for me as a Broncos fan, or as other teams in the AFC. What if the Bengals find a way to get in the playoffs? If the Bengals find a way to get in the playoffs, that's scary. And the only way the Bengals find a way to get in the playoffs is if my Broncos find a way out of the playoffs. So I love you, Cincinnati, but fuck y'all for the rest of this 2024 season. I love you, but fuck you for the rest of the 2024 season. What are you talking about? Froze up. I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, so if you're Pittsburgh, you lost. You hate losing to Baltimore. That's the best rivalry in the NFL. But if you think about things in as far as the whole picture, you're actually in a really good place. And if you hear anybody on ESPN FS1 say the same thing, bitch, I said it first. What stream froze up? Well, then unfreeze it. So just stay with me. So now to Sunday's games. Let's see. Sunday's games. Michael Penix Jr. made his debut as the Atlanta Falcons quarterback. As we all know, Kirk Cousins was benched after his poor quarterback play. Over the past month and a half, they have gone to the rookie, Michael Penix, and they play the New York Giants at home. What's the worst that could happen? That's no build up to anything major. No, the Falcons did what they were supposed to do. They beat the fuck out the Giants. Giants scored the first touchdown. The Falcons scored the rest of the touchdowns. 34-7. Michael Penix, he looked pretty good. Didn't play bad. You can see the accuracy, particularly when he has a clean pocket, which you'll say with most quarterbacks anyway. But he's a very accurate quarterback. He is. You see now why there were so many people myself and my team included, who on draft night initially said, what the hell are the Falcons doing drafting Michael Penix after you just paid Kirk Cousins $100 million? But you see the accuracy, 18 to 27, 202, no touchdowns, 1 interception, which was not his fault. The interception, he hit Kyle Pitts right on the hands. Pitts bobbled it, and a Giants player intercepted it. So, but again, a win. And that keeps the Falcons' playoff hope, division hopes alive. I can't sit here and say it keeps your division hopes alive, because that's the only way you're gonna get in now. That's the only way you're getting in, is if you win your division. So, Washington made sure of that today. Well, I guess if they're 8-7. I guess if Tampa Bay won out, you need Tampa to win out and Washington to lose out, and the Falcons actually play Washington next week, so that game will be very interesting. But good job, Michael Penix, winning your first start in Chicago. NFC North rivalry game between the Lions and the Bears. Remember last week when the Lions got smoked by the Buffalo Bills? When the Lions got smoked, well, I ain't gonna say smoked, but their defense got smoked. They gave up 48 points, 48 points. The offense scored 42 points, but they lost because their defense gave up 48 points. That is horrible. So everybody was like, oh my goodness, myself included. Oh man, the Lions, they've had too many injuries. Oh man, what are they gonna do? Oh man, their offense is fine, but what? 17 defensive players on IR, and Dan Campbell comes out and says the Dan Campbell shit, man. Like, how could you not want to play for Dan Campbell? He comes out there and says, yo, we've been on the top of the basically saying we've been on the top of the hill the whole season. We've been on top of you get what I'm saying. The whole goddamn season. And now we lost today. He said it felt like eating molded bread. So now we got to get back to being on the top of the hill again. And you're like, even the most optimistic people was like, yeah, Dan Campbell, but yeah, Dan Campbell, but so let's see. I mean, what does Detroit do? They come, he takes responsibility. This is the interview from last week.
Not like that, not when you're playing a team like that. And that's with me, man. We had a number of guys that, have played a lot better than that just overall. And so that tells me that's me, man. I didn't have these guys completely ready to roll. I didn't have those guys ready to go.
And I guess that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to take the blame. You get the credit when you win. You take the blame when you lose, But like I said, everybody was so pessimistic of the Detroit Lions after that game against Buffalo. It was, they've had too many losses on defense, and absolutely. But what does Detroit do? They come out there and they smoke the Chicago Bears. They smoke them 34-17. And I'm sitting there watching the Lions, and I understand the Bears. They're not, they were a good team at the start of the season. They're not a good team now, but they still have a good offense. And I'm sitting there watching Detroit. I'm just watching like, they look fine. What the fuck's wrong with Detroit? What the fuck was wrong with Detroit? They lost the game. They had won 11 straight games. Sometimes when you have long winning streaks going for you, sometimes that L doesn't hurt. I mean, you don't want to take it, but sometimes that L is what you need to get your focus back. Okay? And that's what they did. 34-17. They improved to 13-2. And I'm pretty sure all is well right now. Battle of Ohio, AFC North, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns. The Bengals win 24-6 to keep their playoff chances alive. Cincinnati is very alive with the chance to make the playoffs. I don't foresee it happening. I don't want it to happen because it would be at the expense of my Denver Broncos. But Joe Burrow did what Joe Burrow does. Cleveland played them relatively tough, but Cleveland, every time Cleveland would get close to scoring a touchdown, they would fuck it up. Very first drive of the game, Dante Foreman fumbles on the 1-yard line, about to go in for a touchdown. Cincinnati gets the ball, takes it from the 1, and then drive may have a 99-yard drive. When DTR, their quarterback today, because they have now benched Jameis Winston, when they had a chance to get in the end zone, they score, holding call, and pushes it back. Cleveland ends up pretty much getting nothing. So that was the story of that game. Burrow played well. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins had touchdown catches. They need to pay T. Higgins too. I don't know what Cincinnati's goddamn problem is, why they want to be so cheap. They need to pay Jamar Chase. They need to pay T. Higgins. Very seldomly can you keep a special, especially in today's NFL with the money and the free agency. Very seldomly can you keep together a special group of receivers. They've already lost Tyler Boyd, but you know the days of where you already knew San Francisco was going to have Jerry Rice and John Taylor, the days when you knew that the Denver Broncos were going to have Rod Smith and Ed McCaffrey, or the days where you know it was going to be Chris Carter and Randy Moss, and that didn't last that damn long, or the days you were going to have Mark Clayton and Mark Duper. Those days are pretty much gone because people want their money, and I ain't mad at them. It's a violent sport. You should get compensated handsomely to do it. If you are the Cincinnati Bengals, you do what you got to do to keep Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. Joe Burrow, you need to think about this, sir. You have something special. Look, Jamar Chase is the best receiver in football. In the 2024 season, he has been the best receiver in football. He's been a top 5 receiver since he came in the league in 2021. But T. Higgins is a number 1 on a lot of NFL teams. And I'm honest, I say about half of the NFL teams, maybe a little bit more than half. T. Higgins is a number 1 wide receiver. And you keep that. You do whatever you got, even Burrow, even if you have to renegotiate your contract, take a little less to make sure that your wide receivers get fed the way they should be. There is no way I'm letting T. Higgins walk out the door from the Cincinnati Bengals. No way in hell I'm allowing T. Higgins to walk. Or Jamar Chase ain't gonna walk. I'm telling you, he gonna get him money. But there's no way I'm not starting next season without Higgins and Jamar Chase. Next game really Indianapolis Colts, they're mathematically still alive in the playoffs. They win 38-30 over the Titans. There. In New York, or in East Rutherford, New Jersey, the Los Angeles Rams, who've been hot. You got to watch out for them. They've been hot. They beat the New York Jets in a dogfight 19-9. The Rams have won now their last 4 straight games. They're 9-6, have firm control now of the NFC West. And y'all better watch. If you're in the NFC, 2 teams, to me, the Tampa Bay Bucks are the boogeyman they're the boogeyman in the NFC. But them goddamn Los Angeles Rams, they right there. I mean, even we know about Detroit and Philly and Minnesota. You know, the teams, the top-heavy teams with the great records. Bruh, the Rams are not to be fucked with, okay? They are not to be trifled with. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not to be trifled with. There's another team in the NFC playoffs that I believe are going to make the NFC playoffs who is not to be trifled with as well. That is the Washington Commanders in the nation's capital. The Philadelphia Eagles strolled into D.C. with a 10-game winning streak, left with their first L since September. Now, let's keep things in their proper perspective. And first of all, for my prediction league, shout out to Monte. Monte was the only person who had the cojones to pick the Washington Commanders to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, man. Okay? He was the only one who had the nuts to pick the Commanders. Now, but again, let's keep things in its proper perspective. This was the magic number for the Commanders-Eagles game was 5. Okay? The Commanders had 5 turnovers, but you got number 5, Jaden Daniels, at quarterback. who had 5 touchdown passes. That's a magic number. The Commanders looked like they was about to get the shit stomped out of them at the beginning of this game. The Eagles came out blazing, but then something happened. Something happened. Jalen Hurts left, had to lead the game. Concussion protocol. Thought he was going to get back in the game. The motherfucker came out of the tent first time, had a helmet on and everything else. And it was called back into the tent. And you had to leave your fortunes up to Kenny Pickett. Old Steelers piece of trash. Kenny Pickett, who came out, looked all right at first, threw a touchdown pass to A.J. Brown. Then Kenny Pickett throws an interception. But then, Saquon has a long touchdown run. Okay, I'm thinking, all right, well, Eagles got this. Eagles, number 1 defense in the NFL and shit. You know what I'm saying? But that goddamn Jaden Daniels was relentless. He's a special quarterback. I'll be honest. And I think today, Jaden Daniels with a touchdown pass to Jamison Crowder with 6 seconds left to go in the game to put the Commanders up and was the game-winning touchdown. Today, Jaden Daniels solidified his stamp as being the offensive rookie of the year because Bo Nix had made a move. But today, with today's game, said Pickett was a lot of little bit too. Yeah, Pickett, well, hey, you a Steelers fan. You probably sitting there saying that's why he gone. Thank God he gone. That's what I be saying about Drew Lock. I'm so glad you're gone because you're fucking horrible. And see, this is what happened in this game. When Jalen Hurts went out the game, even though the Eagles were able to score 21 more points, you have to keep things in its proper perspective. That touchdown throw he threw to A.J. Brown, Hurts had already gotten him down in the red zone. Then you had the long run from Saquon. After that, you just kicked field goals the rest of the game. You had 4 field goals after the rest of the game. For the rest of the game. So when Jalen Hurts went out, the whole tenor of the game changed because Kenny Pickett was not a threat to run the ball. That's a part of the Eagles' game plan, Jalen Hurts toting that rock. That is not what you're getting out of Kenny Pickett. So then after that, you could focus in on Saquon because what was Saquon's final stat line? He had over 100 yards in the first quarter, but didn't see much after that. He ended the game with 29 carries, 150 yards, 2 touchdowns. But 106 of those yards came in the first quarter. So he had 44 yards quarters 2 through 4 because you could key in on him because Kenny Pickett is not a threat. Now, Saquon is still on pace to break Eric Dickerson's rushing record. Rob, you a fool. And if he does that, I believe he should be the MVP. If you break a 40-year-old record, I believe you should be the MVP. But we know it's the quarterback award. They've been wanting to give it to Josh Allen. They've been craving to give it to Josh Allen. Yeah, I'm just keeping it a buck. But again, with Philadelphia losing today, that definitely gives Saquon, to me, it definitely takes a hit. It definitely takes a hit. So the Eagles had a chance to clinch the division today. That didn't happen. I believe, of course, they'll still win the division. They got the Cowboys and Giants. That finishes their schedule. They'll win. They'll win the division. But what they were looking for bigger fish. They were looking to get the number 1 seed. They had finally caught up with Detroit record-wise, but now they're looking for to get the number 1 seed, and that took a hit. That's what it is. Oh, okay. So what I'm looking at right here, with my tiebreaker scenario, let me correct myself. The Pittsburgh Steelers are still in the 3rd spot with the Baltimore Ravens, even with the victory with the Baltimore Ravens still in the 5th spot. So now let me say, if you're a Ravens fan, you don't mind being in that spot, but let me get back to what I was saying. Washington, who right now sits in the 7th spot, they sit in a real pretty position. They can punch their ticket next week with a win over the Atlanta Falcons because they have the Cowboys the last week of the regular season as well. They can punch their ticket. So with the Washington Commanders win as well, with the Commanders win, the San Francisco 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys have been officially eliminated. Nobody expected the 49ers or the Cowboys to be in the playoffs anyway, particularly the Cowboys, because of that stretch they went through, and they deserved every bit of it. Sorry, bitches. But the 49ers, you figured they still had more of an outside chance because their division was not kind of hitting on nothing. But now the Rams have kind of taken the AFC West. They've taken control of that with their victory against the Jets. And I'm happy. I'm honestly, congratulations. What are you laughing at, Rob? What are you laughing at, man? Like, because generally when you win the head-to-head matchup, the last team that wins the head-to-head matchup is the team that has the tiebreaker. So the Steelers are still in control, I guess, of the AFC North. But if you're the Ravens, like, I know you want to win the division, but if you're the Ravens, you're like, well, fuck, ain't nobody scared of playing Houston. Fuck, it is what it is. But now that puts more of an onus. Now it puts more of an onus on that Christmas Day game in Kansas City. No, actually, that game is in Pittsburgh. Damn. Now that I think about, Christmas Day. That's gonna be a good game. Especially both teams coming off of it's the same amount of time. Both teams played on Saturday, and the game is on Wednesday, so it's technically the same amount of time as if you played Sunday then had to play Thursday. So I get it. This nigga said, "You stupid, bruh. Cut it out." But be that as it may, I'm happy for the Commanders. I'm happy for the Commanders because I said last week they need to learn how to close games, and they came back. Now, Sean, Keith, I'm gonna call you on this because I need to see your faces when you lose. I understand. Look, well, Sean, I understand you got kids that's on Christmas break. You're probably out doing something with the fam. I get it. You got kids. Understand that. Keith, what's your excuse, sir? Because the last couple of shows you've been aggressive, and I like it. I love it. But I need to see your face, or I need to hear your voice on this show, my nigga, because you was out in the forefront when you won. So I'm gonna need to see you when you lost. Okay. But again, sometimes, like I said about Detroit, when you have long winning streaks during the season, sometimes it's not of course, you don't want to lose, but taking that L can help you refocus. And I don't believe Jalen Hurts is going to be out any extended amount of time because, like I said, he was damn near about to come in. You probably figured, yeah, well, we probably can win this game without him, and you just didn't. It happens. But I think Jalen Hurts will be fine. I think you will see him next week against Dallas. And even if you don't see him next week against Dallas, at worst, come the worst, the Eagles are going to finish as the number 2 seed. That's your worst case scenario, is that you're going to be the number 2 seed. So even if you don't play against Dallas, you play them against the Giants, and then you see who you're going to play in the first round of the playoffs. That's just what it is. And shout out to Washington for a hell of a comeback. Hell of a comeback for Washington. Their record goes to 10-5. And again, shout out to Monte, only person who called Washington to win in the prediction league. In Carolina, the Arizona Cardinals are officially eliminated from playoff contention as they lost in overtime to the Carolina Panthers 36-30. Motherfucking Panthers. I called them to win last week. Whenever I call them to win, these motherfuckers don't show up. But then when I call them to lose, the motherfuckers want to play like they give a fuck. I'm like, God damn. Shout out to Calvin. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Smoke. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to Monte for calling the Panthers to win. You sons of bitches. And I'm talking about the Panthers. Get on my goddamn nerves. I'm damn serious. In the late games. The Panthers are sleepers, all right, because they're going to be asleep after the last week of the regular season because they ain't going nowhere. You heard me? They ain't going nowhere, all right? They ain't going nowhere. I'm just saying. In the late games, the Minnesota Vikings, I just gotta take Minnesota seriously, man. They had to come from behind win today in a game that Seattle absolutely had to have. They beat the Seahawks 27-24 on a late Sam Darnold touchdown pass to Justin Jefferson. The Vikings are 13-2. They have won 8 straight games. About time for them to take that L before shit get real. We might as well go ahead and pencil the last game of the season. You know, now we're at the point of the season where certain games with certain playoff implications get flexed on the schedule. We might as well go ahead and pencil in the Lions and the Vikings. That will be the Sunday night game the last week of the regular season. That will be the final game of the regular season, because at stake, no matter what happens next week, both teams could win, both teams could lose. No matter what happens next week in week 17, week 18's game at Detroit will determine who wins that division, and all likelihood, who will be the number 1 seed in the NFC. So you might as well just pencil that shit in. Pencil it. And that's going to be a game. That's going to be a game, because the Lions kind of reinstilled my confidence in them watching them play today. I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? Y'all motherfuckers all right. Like I said, and the Vikings have won 8 straight. You know, Sam Darnold, what can you say? Let me see who these motherfuckers. Oh, well, the Lions have the 49ers next week. They'll beat them. 49ers are eliminated. They have nothing to play for. Brock Purdy is hurting his stock at getting that big contract. And the Vikings play the Packers. Ooh. Vikings play the Packers next week. Ooh. But again, I don't think it matters. It doesn't matter. They have the same record. No matter what happens with the Packers in the Packers game. And let's see, the Packers play tomorrow. No matter what happens, it's the Vikings and the Lions last game of the season is going to determine. Boy, that script the NFL, they know how to hit that shit right on the nail. But that script be good, don't it? That script keep us wondering, boy. I mean, look, it's hard to not think that way a little bit. I mean, but come on now, because when you look at the schedule, Lions versus Vikings. Nobody had the Vikings doing shit this year. Like, nobody had them doing this. You know, nobody had them after 15 weeks of football, them being 13-2. Nobody had that shit, bro. I'm not gonna show them no disrespect. I had them. I was kind of dismissive of them in the beginning of the season. Not now, nigga. Oh no. No. In Buffalo. Now the Bills have the cakewalk schedule to finish their season. Okay. They got New England. They had New England today. They got the Jets next week, and they got the motherfucking Patriots again the last week of the season. What could happen? They won today, but the Patriots made them work for it. 21-24. The Patriots were actually winning at halftime. If they had won, Kansas City would have clinched today had the Patriots beat the Bills, but that didn't happen. So the Chiefs still have to work for it, at least for another game. It was just one of those hard-hitting division games. Josh Allen had a little trouble with his throwing hand. Like, got a little banged up, motherfucker. Got just a little banged up. Maybe, is it something to pay attention to? Maybe. In Vegas, the Raiders beat the Jaguars. Why? Well, let me stop. Let me stop. Because I'm for players competing. No matter what your record is, you're still a professional. You should still come out and do your job the best of your ability. Just Shedeur Sanders is going to look good in that New York Giants blue, because the Giants are now have the number 1 pick. What I heard, they may have had it coming into this game. That's all I'm gonna say. It should, it was set on the table for Shedeur Sanders to be a Raider, and the Raiders beat the Jaguars, who was a terrible team as well. So Shedeur is gonna look good in them New York Giant colors. But if I was the Giants, if this world were mine, if I were the Giant, now I think that, no, fuck that. No, if I'm the Giants, no, I'm drafting Shedeur Sanders, and if I'm the Raiders, I'm going to draft Travis Hunter. But no, if I'm the Giants, I would sign Sam Darnold. I would not give him no $200 million contract. I would give him 4 years, about $150 million. You want to guarantee $100 million? Okay, give him the Kirk Cousins deal. Give him the Kirk Cousins deal. No, Kirk Cousins was like 180, and I'll give you 100. Well, shit, damn. I mean, they had similar in quarterback. I would give him the Kirk Cousins deal, give or take maybe about 15, 20 million less. But if you want to give him $100 million guaranteed, go ahead. Go ahead. He is not gonna be no fucking Dallas Cowboys. See, this is the wonderful thing about the Cowboys winning a couple games late in the season, is that it gets their owner thinking, well, if Dak was probably here, and McCarthy's not that bad of a coach, and won't y'all let Deion stay in Colorado? Deion done said that he want to stay in Colorado, and a lot of people like, he lying. Bruh, if Deion want to stay in Boulder, Colorado, let him stay in Boulder, Colorado. Because I don't believe the Cowboys are getting rid of McCarthy. But we've already talked too much about a team that is not going to be in the playoffs. Anyway, lies my ass. Okay? So, but yeah, if you're the Raiders, I keep saying, why'd you do that? No, you're the Raiders. You play like professionals. Now, one thing I don't want to see Antonio Pierce. I don't want to see Antonio Pierce gone. I don't want to see Antonio Pierce fired after 1 year, when you know good and damn well that y'all did not have a quarterback, a franchise level quarterback, on y'all roster coming into the season, and then you traded away Devontae Adams. No, I don't think that would be fair to Antonio Pierce. So I'm glad his players are still playing for him. But again, Shedeur Sanders is going to look good in that New York Giant blue. That's all I'm going to say. Raiders win 19-14. I expect Dougie P to be fired from Jacksonville. I'm surprised he ain't been fired midseason, because what has happened to the Jacksonville Jaguars has been alarming, to say the least. You're talking about a team that 2 years ago went to the playoffs and won a playoff game. Last season was 8-3 after 11 weeks and tied for the number 1 seed in the AFC. Since that time, they have flat out nosedive to having one of the worst records in the league. One of the worst records in the league. It is mind-boggling. Dougie P, who is a Super Bowl winning head coach, Trevor Lawrence, who, even though he's out for the rest of the season because of that hit that happened against the Texans, but it ain't like Trevor Lawrence was playing great before the motherfucking hit. Okay, let's just keep it a stat. What has happened with the Jacksonville Jaguars has been alarming, to say the least. To go from a playoff team fighting for the number 1 position in the AFC to just crash and burn. It's crazy. Over the past 365 days, it's amazing. In Miami, the Miami Dolphins kept their slim playoff hopes alive, defeating the San Francisco 49ers, who, again, knew when they came in today that they had been mathematically eliminated because of the Commanders' win over the Eagles. The Dolphins, who are still mathematically alive, they have the same slim chance as the Cincinnati Bengals. They beat the 49ers 29-17. Brock Purdy is hurting his case for a big contract. That's all I'm saying. I understand you got the injuries, but I mean, when you are a quarterback and you want to make top shelf money, you have to elevate your team. You have to win in spite of lack of talent. That's what you got to do. You have to win in spite of lack of talent. You do. And Brock Purdy is what Brock Purdy is doing to himself is he's proving that he does not elevate players around him. That's what he's proving. He's proven that he doesn't elevate players around him, unfortunately. There were several seasons where Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, Donovan McNabb, people sleep on Donovan McNabb, but Donovan McNabb didn't have the greatest skill position talent, and the Eagles stayed in conference championship games. Peyton Manning and Tom Brady would get teams to Super Bowls with average at best skill position talent. And if you're Brock Purdy, you're looking for that bag, but you're not proving that you can elevate. You're not proving that if the situation is not absolutely 100% perfect, you're an average at best quarterback. That's what it's proven, that you're an average at best quarterback. I gotta get it's not about looking at the front office, because even the front office can't prevent injuries, bro. The front office can't prevent injuries. But one thing the Shanahan offense does, the Shanahan offense always has a good running game. It doesn't matter who the running back is, and I'm not throwing any shade at Christian McCaffrey, but I've been watching the Shanahan run offense for the last 30 fucking years, okay? Because it was the offense that won my team back-to-back Super Bowls. Okay, when we had that, when Mike Shanahan was running the offense in Denver, and now I understand McCaffrey's a special back, Terrell Davis was special backs, but even when they weren't available, we always had running backs who would get 1,000 yards. Alandis Gary, Mike Anderson, Reuben Drones, Clinton Portis. So you have to, I understand you don't have Ayuk, but you got Debo. Jennings is a good receiver. You still got Kittle, so I understand. So you're not elevating. Well, RG3, that's a different case, bro, because that's RG3's fault. Let me be honest with you, because RG3 admittedly did not know how to slide. We went through some shit backs, but we was always productive, bro. Always, we were always productive with those backs. But RG3's case was different, because RG3 just did not know how to slide, and he wouldn't get out of bounds. He wanted to think that this was a fucking video game until he got his knee fucked up, and he was never the same player. I'm not moving the goalpost. On RG3. If you look at the play, they brought in people from the Washington Nationals organization to teach RG3 how to slide so they could preserve his health. And it just didn't work out. That's no lies. That ain't no lie. That's factually documented. You can go and look that up, Mr. Conspiracy Theorist. It's no bias, because I loved RG3 as a quarterback. No, I'm gonna keep it right here, god damn it. Okay. I loved RG3 as a quarterback, but he was too brave for his own good. I thought RG3 was an excellent quarterback, but he was too brave for his own good. And that hurt him. And this is the report. This is a report that came out too. Mike Shanahan never wanted to draft him. I would have drafted him. Mike Shanahan wanted Ryan Tannehill. I don't know why, but I mean, I'm just being honest with you. I would have drafted RG3. That was a Daniel Snyder decision. That's one decision that Daniel Snyder made that I agree with. As far as wanting to draft RG3. And plus RG3 started to get a little bit full of himself as well with the way he was playing. Now, I'm not moving any goalposts back. None whatsoever. But what I'm saying as far as Brock Purdy is that He is hurting his ability to get a big max contract because he's not proving that he can make average players appear above average because you elevate them with your quarterback play. He is not proven that he can do that yet. And that's not on Kyle Shanahan. That's not on anybody but Brock Purdy. Not on anybody but Brock Purdy, because you're going to have seasons where everybody is not 100% healthy. That's the game. That's football. That's how it is. That's how it is. But one thing I will say about Patrick Mahomes, even though he the script, his line is missing Trent Williams. That's it. And I wish I had my boy Vince on here, because I know he would be arguing me down. But all I'm saying is what I'm seeing. He's missing Trent Williams. But again, sometimes there are going to be seasons where your players are not 100% healthy. I get it. No, he said Mahomes has tools. No, Mahomes got the script. Mahomes got the script, boy. But there were times, again, I'm not going to say, okay, because if I say Tom Brady, if I say Patrick Mahomes, even Peyton Manning, y'all will say, oh, that's a whole different conversation. That's why I said Donovan McNabb. I use Donovan McNabb as another example. Did McNabb ever win a Super Bowl? No. He went to a Super Bowl. There were plenty of years where his skill position players were not. I fuck with Purdy, got them to a Super Bowl. I don't have a problem with Purdy. But he's not helping his case for a max contract this season. That's why I use Donovan McNabb as an example. There were years where McNabb would take an average at best receiving core. You had Westbrook as your running back, but an average receiving core would be in the NFC Championship game year after year after year after year. You can't do nothing but credit the man that's throwing the football, the man that's under center. So I could say, okay, Brady, Mahomes, Manning, they're the all-time greats. Okay. Like I said, I'll give you another example. Donovan McNabb. Freddie Mitchell won't nobody all-pro. Todd Pinkston won't nobody all-fucking-pro. James Thrash won't nobody all-pro. But they would be in the NFC Championship game year after year after year. They would win the division year after year after year. You still, whether the league was different than or not, you still need your skill players to produce, bro. Because the Eagles, while Westbrook was an amazing back, Westbrook won't know 2,000-yard back or nothing like that. It was scripted. I only say that with Mahomes. But anyway, so yeah, that was the final game. We have the Sunday night game, the Bucks and the Cowboys going on now. Oh, the Cowboys are up 10. Oh, this is big. The Cowboys are up 10-0 on the Bucks now. Let's keep this in its proper perspective. First of all, Dallas is mathematically eliminated. Fuck them niggas. Second of all, the Eagles did have a good line back then. If the Buccaneers lose to the Cowboys, they will fall into second place because the Atlanta Falcons have the tiebreaker on Tampa Bay, and they would go into first place. This has just gotten very, 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 very interesting. Very interesting. That would be funny. Because if you the Tampa Bay Bucks, you are in play. You got it right there in front of you. If you lose to the sorry bitch-ass Cowboys, they're playing in Dallas. Dallas don't win in Dallas. What the fuck, Michael Douglas? They don't win in Dallas. They don't. If you want to play the Cowboys, the best place to play them is Dallas. They are pathetic at home this season. So if you Tampa Bay, you better get your shit together, or you're going to mess around and possibly you could miss the playoffs because you do not have the tiebreaker with the Atlanta Falcons. You do not. This is funny as fuck. And like I said, and what makes it more beautiful is you know, if with the Cowboys winning these late games, you know, they have nothing to play for. It's going to make Jerry Jones think, well, the team I have, the roster I have together right now is just fine. Yeah, Cancun on 3. Mm-hmm. He ain't never lied there, boy. I'd have had him, but I hope they got their vacation plans already booked, locked, loaded, especially after the day. Now you know that you're mathematically eliminated. They should have came into the night's game. I got my shit reserved, motherfucker. I just don't want to get hurt before the motherfucking season ends so I can enjoy my vacation and don't have to worry about no bitch ass rehab. Okay? Ah, man. So, anyway, it is 3 days until Christmas, people. Again, I will do a show on Christmas Eve. I'll do a show on Christmas Eve. But it's not going to be a long show because I get off early. I want to spend some time with my kids. It's Christmas Eve. I want us to do some kid to parent stuff. You know, we're going to make some cookies. You know, we're going to have some fun. So I'll do my podcast. I will sing my last Christmas carol before the fat man comes down the chimney. But yeah, because actually what I'm about to do when I get out of here, I got to finish. I need to wrap a couple more gifts. I'm done shopping. I'm finished shopping. But I need to wrap a couple more gifts. And because Christmas Eve, I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to be doing. I'm going to tell you what I'm not going to be doing is wrapping presents. All the gifts that I have bought thus far for Christmas are effing wrapped. I promise you. They are wrapped. But just in case you guys didn't catch my Christmas carol that I did on Friday, you know, who am I to deny the people who love hearing me sing? Who am I to deny them hearing my voice? This is not my full of myself moment. I'm just, you know, spreading holiday cheer. Oh, yeah. Yes, I am. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining till he appeared and the soul felt his worth. The thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born. Sexual chocolate. Sexual chocolate. Oh man, I'm just being silly. I'm just being silly. My voice felt good, so I figured I would just go ahead and throw that out in the atmosphere. But anyway, yeah, I will see you guys back on Tuesday, on Christmas Eve, okay? I'm about to go wrap some gifts. May even make me a little bit of dinner. I had a nice breakfast / lunch, I guess. Because once I got back in the house from doing everything that I ended up doing this morning, it was right after 12. I was still tired, but I was hungry. So yeah. You said that 80 proof sounded good too? Yeah, it did. Boy. That shit sounded great. That shit tasted great too. Okay. You said what? What the hell are you? What the hell is you talking about? Thank you, bro. Yeah, you know. Yeah. Definitely. I'm gonna see y'all Christmas Eve. Like I said, Christmas Eve is not gonna be a long show. I don't even know if I'll have anybody on it. I'll make my predictions and go from there. Because I get off work early, I want to spend some time with my children. You know, gotta get this tree right. You heard me? You know what I'm saying? This tree looking good now. Oh yeah, that's it. Got us a star. You know what I'm saying? Tree looking good. Got a couple things on it. Thank you, Granny. Thank you very much, Granny. You know, looking good over here. Okay, so it's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns. I'm out this bit. Peace. Love you. See you Tuesday. What'd you say? Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah. This tree was up Black Friday, bro. It was up Black Friday. So, peace be the journey. Love you. See you on Chroma Eve, dog. Later.